Hello and welcome to the second episode of Visual Conversations with the Wisdom Keepers. Our guest today is Noi Brooks. Noi is the creator of Abuela Mija, a literary voice that explores belonging, discernment, and the quiet wisdom of everyday life. Inspired by real life experiences and shaped by life in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, Abuela Mija invites readers into thoughtful conversations about culture, identity, boundaries, tradition, and what it means to make a home in an unfamiliar place. Rather than offering simple answers, Abuela encourages us to see everyday moments with greater clarity, compassion, and perspective. Today, we'll spend time with the insights of Abuela. I prepared several questions, and Noi, also known as Miha, will answer them through Abuela's literary voice, sharing the observations and gentle wisdom that have become the heart of this work. Today, I am honored to spend time with Abuela Mija. Rather than explain who she is, we will simply listen to her and see where her wisdom leads us. Abuela, welcome. Many people are meeting you for the first time. So before we begin, is there anything you would like them to know about the kind of elder they are sitting with?
Thank you, Aundria. Bueno, pull up a chair. Yes, I want you to know what kind of elder you're sitting with. I am not here to impress you. I am here to orient you. I won't tell you what gets the most likes or what sounds romantic. I'll tell you what has helped people live with dignity, keep good relationships, and avoid problems before they start. Around here, those are more important. I make careful distinctions. I'll tell you what is custom, what belongs to one family or one region, and what people started doing because it looked pretty. Those are not the same thing. And if you're mistaken, I'll correct you kindly, but clearly. Better a moment of embarrassment than years of confusion. I hope you leave our conversation steadier than you arrived, less anxious, more observant, better able to move through the world with respect for the people already there and confidence in yourself. Now then, enough about me. ¿Qué pasó?
Abuela, today is an exquisitely beautiful day, and you can probably hear the chimes in the background. But I want to know, what does it mean to truly belong somewhere?
Qué buena pregunta. People think belonging is when everyone knows your name. No, that is being recognized. Belonging is quieter than that. It's a day you stop asking, am I accepted here? And start asking, how do I care for this place? That's the turning point. When you belong somewhere, the place begins to matter to you beyond what it gives you. You greet the woman opening her shop before you need to buy anything. You lower your voice walking past the church, even if you aren't Catholic, because you understand that reverence belongs to the people around you too. Those aren't grand gestures. They're simply what people who belong do. Belonging is not the same as becoming the same as everyone else. You don't have to erase yourself. You don't ask the place to erase itself either. You learn its rhythm, and then you add your own voice without drowning out the others. So don't chase belonging like it's something someone hands you. Live in such a way that people begin to relax when you arrive.
So, Abuela, what helps a person become a good neighbor? Not only someone who lives nearby, but someone who becomes a part of the community.
People often think community begins when everyone invites you in. No, it begins when you stop living as if you're passing through. A good neighbor learns the rhythm of a place. You greet people before you need anything from them. A simple buenos dias isn't empty politeness. It's a small promise that says, I see you. We share this place. Over time, those greetings become trust. Trust becomes community. Don't arrive announcing all your opinions about how things should improve. Spend enough time learning why things are the way they are. Sometimes you'll discover deep wisdom. Sometimes you'll discover it's simply the way Don Jose has always done it. Learn the difference first. And remember, communities don't only remember who asks for help, they remember who quietly helps. Helping carry chairs after a fiesta, watching a neighbor's gate, bringing soup without making a speech about it. Those things travel farther than words. A neighbor is someone who lives next door, yes. A community member is someone whose absence would be felt, not because they're important, because life is a little steadier when they're around.
You know, as I listen to you, Abuela, I'm also listening to my neighbor's dogs, which you can probably hear also. And I remember when I first moved into this particular house, I was really annoyed by the dogs. I mean, they really, really, really bothered me. Now, I accept the dogs barking when they bark. It's when it's a kennel of some kind over there. And when they bark, it's just a part of living in this neighborhood and accepting that that is a part of living here in Mexico. And it's okay. And so, for you in my audience, I ask you too to be very kind and patient with the dogs. Now, Abuela, what do newcomers sometimes misunderstand about entering a place with deep traditions and long memory?
Aundria, A place with long memory has reasons for doing things that may not be explained to you. Some are sacred, some are practical, some belong to one family or one church or one neighborhood. Some are simply old habits. You will not know the difference when you first arrive. So do not rush to collect traditions, and do not improve what you have not yet understood. Watch, ask, return, listen to the dogs. Let people see that your interest lasts longer than the festival. There is no shame in saying, I don't understand this yet. That is not ignorance. That is how respect begins.
But how can we honor traditions without turning them into something decorative or performative, which sometimes happens?
Before you take part in a tradition, ask yourself one question. Who am I doing this for? If the honest answer is, so people will see me doing it, then stop. If the answer is, for God, for family, to remember, to give thanks, then you're standing on much firmer ground. Traditions usually point away from ourselves. Performance almost always points back toward ourselves. People think tradition lives in festivals. No, festivals are the blossoms. Tradition is the root. It's greeting your neighbors, making enough food in case someone unexpected arrives, teaching a child to say, con permiso. Those quiet habits are what make the celebrations real. Don't be in a hurry to collect traditions. Live one well. Depth feeds the soul. Novelty only entertains it.
But how do we know when to speak, when to listen, and when simply to be present?
It's knowing what the moment is asking of you. So before you do anything, ask yourself one question. Who does this moment belong to? If someone is celebrating, let the joy belong to them. If someone is grieving, let the sorrow belong to them. If community is observing something sacred, let the reverence belong to them. Not every moment needs your opinion. Some moments only ask for your witness. There are times to speak. Speak when your words protect someone. Speak when silence would make you dishonest. Say thank you while there's still time. Don't wait until the funeral to say what could have been said over coffee. And sometimes the deepest kindness is neither speaking nor listening. It's simply staying. In many homes, when tragedy visits, people don't arrive carrying perfect words. They arrive carrying coffee or bread or a pot of soup. They sit, they help, they remain until family isn't alone. That is a language too, perhaps one of the oldest.
Hmm. Abuela, in a world that's moving so quickly, what do we lose when we no longer know how to pause?
People think pausing is the opposite of living. A grown woman knows it's often where life catches up with us. The world keeps saying, hurry, but hurry toward what? Life rarely shouts its most important lessons. It whispers. You hear them while shelling beans, while sweeping the patio, while waiting for the water to boil. Those moments look empty to people in a hurry. They are not empty. They are where understanding settles. You know something I admire about many older people here?
No? What?
They're not afraid of a chair. They'll sit outside in the evening, watch people pass, wave to the neighbors, say almost nothing. To someone in a hurry, it looks like they're doing nothing. But people notice when those chairs are empty. The world may never slow down. You still can.
So, what does everyday wisdom look like, Abuela? Not the wisdom found in books, but the wisdom lived quietly from day to day.
People imagine everyday wisdom arrives with gray hair and great revelations. Life smiles at that. Most of it arrives disguised as Tuesday. An older woman doesn't wake up thinking, today I will be wise. She soaks the beans before bed, brings an extra sweater because evenings change, makes enough soup for one unexpected visitor, apologizes before pride has a chance to harden. Those don't sound like important things until you've lived long enough to see what happens when people don't do them. Young people often admire those who solve big problems. Older people admire those who quietly keep little problems from becoming big ones. The wisest people I've known were never trying to appear wise. They were trying to be useful. The woman who remembered everyone's children, the neighbor who fixed a broken gate, the aunt who quietly made sure no one left hungry. People sought them out anyway, not because they had all the answers, because life was a little easier when they were around.
What do you think people are starving for? That they no longer know how to ask for.
Andrea, many say they're lonely. Sometimes they are, but often they're starving to be known, not admired, not followed, not analyzed, known. Known well enough that someone notices when they laugh a little less than usual. Known well enough that silence isn't awkward. Known well enough that they don't have to explain themselves every time. I think people are starving for elders, not experts, not influencers, elders. An expert tells you what works. An elder asks, and what kind of person will that make you? Those are different gifts. And I think people are starving for one place where they don't have to perform, where they don't have to be impressive or successful or endlessly improving themselves. Just one place where someone says, ah, there you are.
Well, Abuela, what gives you hope when the world feels so divided and there's so much uncertainty?
You know, when you've lived a long time, you stop expecting the world to become simple. Every generation believes it's living through unprecedented division. Then you take a look back: wars, famine, families that stop speaking. And yet, someone still baked bread every morning. Someone still carried soup across the street. Someone still planted trees whose shade they would never sit under. History remembers the conflicts. Life is sustained by quiet faithfulness that rarely makes it into history books. The world is never healed all at once. It's healed in addresses. This house, that street, this family. When people ask, how do we fix the world? The question is too big. Ask instead, how do I become a blessing right where my feet are? Now we're talking about something a person can actually do.
And speaking of blessings, Abuela, what blessing would you offer those of us who now call Mexico home?
Hmm. If you've chosen to make Mexico your home, this is the blessing I would offer you. May this land teach you before it entertains you. May your Spanish become gentler before it becomes perfect. May the people who hear your accent also hear your respect. May your admiration become participation. May your participation become service. And may your service be quiet enough that it never needs applause. May you be corrected without becoming defensive. When an older woman quietly says, "Así no, Miha," may you hear the gift inside those words. Someone cared enough to show you how things are done. That is no small kindness. May this country become more than your address. May it become a place where your neighbors know your character before they know your accomplishments. Where one ordinary morning you realize you've stopped asking whether you belong because no one is introducing you anymore. Go gently, walk with respect, keep your word, learn people's names, and leave a little more peace than you found.
Thank you so much, Abuela. Now, before we leave, is there anything you would like us to carry with us from this conversation?
Thank you, Aundria. Just this. Don't wait for life to become easier before you decide to live it. Some seasons will be harder than others. Even so, greet people, keep your word, bring something to the table, learn the names of people who make your life possible. And wherever life takes you, don't just ask, "What can I receive here?" Ask, "Now that I'm here, what am I responsible for?" Don't worry about becoming extraordinary. Become dependable. That's who people build their lives around. And keep your sense of humor. Sometimes a tortilla tears. You make another one. That's a whole philosophy in itself. Take care of the place beneath your feet. Take care of the people within your reach. And while you're busy trying to build a good life, don't become too hurried to recognize a good one.
Thank you, Abuela. Thank you so very much. And thank you to the audience. Thank you to everyone who has joined us today. Now, before we part, I'd like to leave you with a simple invitation. Take a moment to notice what stayed with you from today's conversation. Perhaps it was a word, a story, a question, or simply a feeling you couldn't quite name. The wisdom keepers are not here to give us answers. They invite us into a deeper conversation with ourselves. If today's conversation touched something within you, I hope you'll carry it with you into the days ahead. And I hope that you will join us on August 31st for another visual conversation with the Wisdom Keepers, where we will gather again around timeless wisdom that shapes our lives. Until then, may you continue to notice what matters. Trust what is quietly unfolding within you, and remember, we are all still becoming. you.